normally on Sunday evenings at mark the 6 p.m. hour, throughout the span of the pandemic, Jericho City Church of God in Christ has gone live. The experience has been dubbed the live stream experience from the Jericho City Church. But in lieu of that, after celebrating the life of our sister, our aunt, our daughter, our mother, Alvenetta, we thought that the calls, the displays of support have been nothing short of overwhelming. Everything was done in so much excellence, and so we just thought that we would do something different today in the way of glorifying God, but at the same time saying to the people who have held us up over the last 10 days, thank you. My dad used to say all the time, people don't have to be nice. And when people are nice to you, it's just common courtesy. Say thank you. I have absolutely, me personally, no regrets over this weekend, with the exception of one. I just wish my sister could see the magnitude of love that has been displayed for her personally, her ministry. I wish she could see it, because I would want her to know you were loved. She's going to be greatly missed. So we just decided that we would just kind of get together and just sing a little bit. We may even cry a little bit. We'll reflect a little bit. But then celebrate a little bit as well, because she left us something to hold on to. When Dad passed away, one of the gifts from the Lang Funeral Home, and I'll just start there, Adrian Lang and the Lang Funeral Home have been nothing short of amazing. And we want to just appreciate Adrian Lang and the Lang Funeral Home for excellent care, not only for Dad, but for Alvenetta as well. I thought that when he gave us that blanket over there with Dad's picture on it, I didn't think we'd have another one so soon. But we got another blanket today. I'm sure the people would like to see it, Brian, if you just... And this is all courtesy of the Lang Funeral Home. I shared with somebody, I just knew that I would be growing old with her. And so, as I said on yesterday, it's not just misery, but it's a mystery. But I'm confident in the scriptures. The Bible says that earth has not one sorrow that heaven can't heal. So, in lieu of that, we want to start with just thanking Adrian Lang and the Lang Funeral Home for their excellent care. Pastor Harvey Walker and the Crossing Community Church. Just amazing hospitality. Amazing hospitality. Opened their doors to us, of course, during this pandemic, and of course, as every pastor would be concerned about the sanitation of their facility, and as well, he would be concerned about any incident that could potentially happen on site while we're there. But he lovingly and freely opened up his facility to us. And I just want to say it was most excellent. As a matter of fact, it had been a little while since I had been in the building, and but it was most excellent. Just naming the people who were on site to help us, and of course, you can't talk about Pastor Walker without talking about Terrence Harford.
Absolutely.
You know, that young man is absolutely amazing. You know, some people do stuff for you with an agenda, Terrence Hartford, he's a genuine guy. And we just appreciate him as a family. Even in trying to compensate and just, I didn't do it for that. I loved Alvenetta, I love your family. And he was very instrumental in Alvenetta's celebration being excellent. You know, a lot of the graphics that you saw, a lot of all of the streaming, and he did that. The pictures, he did that. And so, Terrence, Nelson family appreciate you, man. I'm sure my sisters will say something special in their own way. You know, but I'm just kind of, starting off to thank you. Wow. Pastor Walker, Terrence Hartford, Lane Funeral Home, we appreciate you.
We also want to thank Chad Ron.
Yeah, Chad, Chad, he's so excellent. I think the reviews from Friday night was everybody on the program was absolutely amazing. It's a major undertaking for that kind of production. Seamlessly. And Chad Brawley he's amazing. And of course all the musicians, so many to name, but Paul Barrett, he's just kind of my anchor, and then we had Joy to come in from Dallas. Georgia. Joy flew in from Dallas. We tried to put the old band back together that served really when Alvenetta was serving as minister music. And Anthony Boogie came and played the bass. Amazing. And of course, the incomparable Chris Edwards.
Absolutely.
Y'all can't hear me? Lower it down, son. Chris Edwards came, and everybody just jumped in and made it absolutely amazing. And then Jabari, all the way from the Potter's House, everybody just came, and of course, one thing that was consistent throughout the comments musically was that the background singers, awesome. One rehearsal, you had Cherry, you had Dana, you had Mario, you had Jared, you had Aaron, and Quista. Absolutely amazing. The only thing that could have made them better if I had sang with them. But I was otherwise occupied. But the photographer, Andre Kelly, we had a chance to look at the pictures this morning.
Wow.
Man, it was beautiful. So that's not all the thank yous, but that's a good start. And Alvenetta's gonna be missed. It's gonna be missed. So many calls, so many text messages. I don't know about y'all, but it's probably gonna take me for the rest of the to you. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to get myself together. Because believe it or not, this is still in a large way unreal to me. I thought that once I saw her deceased, it would register. But it still hadn't registered. So continue to pray for us as we process through this time. Anybody else want to share? We received, also I do want to drop this in while we're talking, because we received so many resolutions. And one that was, we received it late and we did not have an opportunity to include it, but we want to appreciate Dr. Judy McAllister, who's the president of the International Music Department, who sent us a wonderful video tribute that we're actually going to post later on today because it was so nice. And they also sent us a resolution. And so we just appreciate the support that we received from the National Church, Bishop Elijah Hankerson and Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole from the Department of Evangelism. We received support from Bishop Gatlin and the Sunday School Department, and of course Bishop Cedric Daniels, who sent resolution as well in support. I even looked this morning and I saw that Bishop Brandon Porter, who's another one of our general board members, sent love to us as well. We received tremendous support from the Macklin family, who is again a part of the general board presidium, and so we're just honored and grateful that so many have shown such tremendous love and support for our family.
Yes.
And so again, we just want to say thank you.
I want to thank my friends who came from out of town, Lakeisha Dixon Jordan, who drove from Louisiana. Thank you to George Bradsher, who helped with the services. Just everyone who assisted me in trying to get things together. And just to piggyback on Terrence and Chad, we had one phone conversation, and those guys were ready and eager to help me to plan the musical for Alvenetta. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone, all the calls and text messages as well that I haven't been able to get back to. Just know that I love you and I appreciate you. People don't have to be kind, but I'm grateful that you thought enough of me to send me so much love and so many prayers. This situation is a new experience. I was just saying weeks ago about how grateful I was that God has allowed me to have all of my brothers and sisters and no one is deceased. And here I am now having to face this. And even though it seems unreal, I do believe that God is going to get us through this, and God is going to strengthen us for in the days to come. So to everyone, if I forgot you, I'm so sorry, but thank you.
I would just like to say thank you to all of my friends that have come by to check on me, everyone that has called, sent text messages, sent flowers, checked on my mom, sent food. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And my sister is going to be extremely missed. And I just want to thank everyone for your prayers and your condolences. And we're going to make sure her legacy lives.
Amen.
We're going to make sure her legacy lives.
Absolutely.
Our duty now is to make sure that we forgive and we love. And we have a position of humility. Alvenetta carried so much humility. She was so humble. She was such a humble human being, but yet powerful.
Yes.
And so I just want to remind you guys to keep her legacy alive by forgiving and continuing to love.
Yeah. Everybody knows Mighty One. You know, when she would sing, one of her signature songs was always Mighty One. Then of course, she would do the close of Total Praise, like nobody's business, and then you always had Oh How Precious. But I'm sitting here trying to think of another song that she sang all the time that was almost, because I don't even know how to sing a song and make it hers.
Yeah,
And have people actually thinking that she recorded it. It's like, you're right. So, I was kind of trying to shy away from that, Joanne. But, I remember when, and we all love Auntie Yo-Yo. We all loved Yolanda Adams. She's a friend of the family, been a long, strong supporter. But, years ago when Alvenetta was singing The Ballad Is Not Yours, right now, who recorded this song? And, she would sing songs in such a way that would make you think it was hers. And, of course, I can't sing it, but one of my sisters can. I don't know, Tori, can you sing? Or Joanne?
Oh, my lady, that is nice.
No, that's not.
Okay, so neither one of y'all gonna try?
Come on, Jordan.
Oh my God.
Come on. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna try. Gladys, this for you. There's no
Shirley or Lucy and Ethel, but we would just sit and talk, and our conversations would be literally, y'all, it sound like two old women.
Wow.
But I loved Gladys, and I know that she loved me. And if I didn't learn anything else from Gladys, it was to love them and forgive them, y'all.
Yep.
I knew that people loved her, but she was often told that nobody cared, and she felt like nobody cared. But even though she was told that and she felt that and she knew that people would say things about her, she would still tell me, Gladys, Phyllis, you gotta love them and forgive them. And y'all, if you don't take away anything else from this, the life of Alvenetta Nelson, love them and forgive them. The Lord forgave you, forgive them. He's not holding anything against you. And you say, I can't forgive. Let it go. Because that's what she did. Y'all forgive them and let it go and let her legacy live on. Let her legacy of love, let her legacy of music and her love for God and for God's people, let it live on. Let it live on. Bishop A told us, if you want to let it live on, you sow into what you want to live. Sow into the legacy of Alvenetta. Sow into it and love them and forgive them. And that's all I want to say.
Friday night, if we start calling names, starting with Missionary Brown.
Yes.
Wow.
When she laid us out in prayer.
Wow.
And it was like right on time. Is what we needed.
Yes.
Because walking into that building, you know, for the first time for Alvenetta, just overcome with grief. And so that's why I was kind of rushing us to go in at that moment, because I knew she was getting ready to pray. And I knew we needed that, because Friday was supposed to be a celebration. And I didn't think that if we got in there after that prayer, you know, we would have just destroyed the whole mood of the room, because being overcome with emotion. So I just want to appreciate Missionary Bernadette Brown for anchoring us in prayer.
Yes.
And then Jared, the church boy, got it, you know, from her, and took us up in worship. And of course, I know he, like the rest of my praise team, you know, many of them just did not participate because, you know, really and truly, Alvenetta was their pastor. It's true. Truth is, Alvenetta was their pastor. And so I allowed my sister to have her own church in my church. And so I knew it was tough for them to stand there and do anything. I was even, you know, surprised at the courage of Sister Love, you know, who sang yesterday.
Yes, she did.
And she sang masterfully.
Yes, she did.
You know, and it's more than a notion to be able to do that, you know, with excellence and contain your emotion at the same time.
Yes.
So Jerry, we appreciate you, man, for just having the courage to, you know, do that. And then Josiah Martin flew from Atlanta. You know, I'll say this now because he's back home, but he flew from Atlanta. He actually snuck out of Atlanta because his family, they had known he had gotten on a plane with his condition. You know, he's a new kidney transplant recipient. And of course, those persons with those kind of pre-existing conditions, they're most vulnerable to this whole corona thing.
Yes.
But he got on the plane, and before they ever knew it, he was already in Houston. But he came to Houston as a brother to our family, and just stepped in and helped. And then from there, to Stephanie Bisco.
Yes.
And you know, and she just kind of took us back a ways, you know, because while Alvenetta was a praise and worship singer, you know, but don't sleep on her congregational repertoire.
Yeah.
You know, she could take you back to the old church, you know, where it's hand clapping and foot stomping. And so I thought that was amazing. And then from there, guys, everybody, Bishop Gaddy came in and he sang. But you know, all the artists from Nikita,
They were wonderful.
you know,
Treva.
yeah. I enjoyed everybody.
Everybody.
But some people just kind of whoa. I've enjoyed Charisma for years,
Yeah.
but it was something different. It was something different on Friday night. I'm like, whoa, yeah, it was something different on Charisma. And I told the guys last night, who? So
that song just did something different to me.
Right. So he came to the house last night, and so I was like, my dude, like, that song was hot. He's like, nigga, I've been though, you just didn't know it. Like, you know, because first of all, this is just so out of loop I am about gospel music. Because I didn't even know the song was his. So then I heard it on KTSU just about an hour ago. I'm like, everybody knew the song for me. But when they started playing the music, it was great because it lifted the room. It lifted the room. But I'll tell you else, you know, I've seen, you know, Daryl sing with his sisters and brothers, and I've seen him, you know, do the whole, you do the studio, the record stuff. But no, Daryl Walls was on something else Friday night. And I'm just like, I'm like, whoa, that's, you know, it was really amazing. And then Uncle Mike. Now I got a joke about Uncle Mike because he's the best vocalist on the program, hands down. Everybody agree? All right. Oh, he gonna kill me. Uncle Mike. And I was sitting there talking to my wife. I said, it is amazing how he can just command the audience. Just talking to something. Just talking. He didn't do not one riff, not one run. But he just and so we all just sit. It was like, wow, it was amazing, you know. So I'm thinking like, Lord, if I ever, you know, lose my voice and lose my ability, you know, for tricks, just give me that anointing. Where I can just whisper and the folk just, you know. But he was, and I tell you this, and I'm sure, I'm coming in, I'm rushing. But see, they kind of slow to talk, and I don't want people to get bored because they sit up here being quiet. Interrupt me. Zacardi, I told the guys last night as well. Zacardi Cortez, you understand, anytime he walks in the room, when he gets the mic, he gonna dump the house. That's just automatic. I would have been fine if he did his rendition of Brighter Day. But he sang Perfect Peace. No, I should wear a crown. Yeah, don't do that. He you know, cause I you know, you looking for Zacardi, he gonna move the room.
Quartet you.
Right, he gonna either move the room, quartet you, or church you. When he came in with that, I should wear a crown, I was slipping out of my seat onto the floor, and it was just Zacardi, masterful. Masterful.
Yes, it was.
Masterful. And then, you know, him and Sean being grouped right there together. Sean came right behind him, you know, and Rhonda.
Yes.
You know, I was even thinking yesterday at the funeral, because Rhonda got the mic. Now, we couldn't really hear Rhonda like we wanted to because she had the wrong mic. But I don't know if it was probably God or not, because if she had the right mic,
You would have been able to stay.
right. And then Nikki. And Nikki, and you know, I'm gonna mention something else, and then y'all just interrupt me when y'all ready to talk, because y'all pretty quiet over there. But Nikki was amazing, and even I appreciate, you know, because some people came and it didn't cost you much, but some people moved out of sacrifice. And speaking of sacrifice, I want to appreciate Mario. In the midst of burying his grandmother, He showed up for us
Yes, he did.
on Friday night
Yes, he did.
and helped us
Yes, he did.
in our moment
Yes, he did.
while he's having a moment himself.
Yeah.
Mario is family,
Yes.
but we don't want to take him for granted.
Right.
Mario, we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And we thank you
Yes.
for making a sacrifice,
Yes.
to celebrate with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
What else happened Friday night?
Well, what I noticed about Friday night,
Oh, Cedric. But
everybody
Ken don't
that
want me to
sang.
talk about Cedric.
He'll be okay. He'll be all right.
He will be all right because Cedric came in
He
and
did.
was. I'm just so thankful because everybody was so eager. I asked Gary outside in the parking lot. Gary, I'm there. Whatever you need me to do. Cedric at the last minute, I'm there. Whatever you need me to do. Nobody was on a high horse. Nobody was on an ego trip.
Yeah.
And it just shows how much everyone loved Alvenetta. And truth be told, you didn't see this, but it was hard for some of these artists to get up.
Oh, sure.
It was very, very hard.
Yes, it
and
was.
some of them told me, they were like, we see the strength of your family and how you guys are. And I just had to explain to them, I don't know how I'm holding up, but it has to be the strength of the Lord. Because everybody can't be down at the same time.
Right.
And so when one is down, God gives one strength to hold up. And Friday night was excellent, but before we forget, I actually have the names that I want to call out because I don't want to forget anyone.
Right.
Again, it was Rhonda McLemore, JoJo Martin, Earl Duncan. We forgot about Earl.
Yeah.
Earl sang
Yes.
The House Down.
Yes.
Nikita Clegg Fox, B.
Yes.
Michael McKay, Daryl Walsh, Treva Jones,
Yes.
Charisma, Jabari, Nikki Ross, Gary Mays. The background singers were Cherry, Dana Brown, Aaron Fuller,
Yeah.
Mario, Jared Renfro, Bonilla Patrice, and Krista McCoy, and Andrea Phillips. The band was Anthony Nicholson, Joey Osler, Jabari Johnson, Paul Barrett, and Trey Bisco, as well as Chris Edwards, who is one of my closest friends who called me every day to check on me and just said whatever you need, not just about music. He was called to pray for me, and I'm just grateful. Chris Buchanan, who came and was in the facility making sure everyone was seated. To everyone, to the Jericho City church staff that was there, everyone just wanted to lend their hand, and we're just so grateful for everyone that participated.
Right.
I think Tori was going to say something.
Oh yeah, I was back to Friday night. Every artist that sang Friday night, if y'all notice, all of them had a little bit of Alvenetta squall when they were singing. Y'all, did y'all notice that?
It was a tribute to her.
It was honestly a grand tribute to her and her style of singing, her style of worship. Everybody was phenomenal. I was just amazed. I really was. And I appreciate
You
everybody.
just need some blonde hair to shake.
That's all.
I know.
That's all.
Almost there.
Nobody had blonde hair.
Nobody had a ball.
Nobody had bob. Nobody had no blonde. Nobody had dreads, really.
When the kingdom did.
Oh yeah, they were long. They were long. Yeah. But everybody was awesome. It was amazing. She would really. I'm not gonna say she would really. If she was there, no, she was there. She was there. Everything about her was there, and she appreciated. I know she loved everybody that sang, and y'all, we appreciate y'all so very much for supporting us and for praying for us
Yes.
and loving us, and we just want you to keep praying for us. This is really something different. You
That's
know,
what's gonna get us through.
that's what's gonna get. Mom said that's what's gonna get us through.
Yeah, that's what's gonna get us through. I have listened to my children talk, and I tell you, it is so encouraging, even just to know and to receive the love that has been given to us. I think almost every state in the Church of God in Christ jurisdiction, all of them have been represented. The supervisors have called, the supervisors have sent cards, the bishops have called, and they have we forget, we had a tribute from our our national supervisor,
Yeah.
Mother Barbara McCoo Lewis,
Absolutely.
sent us her assistant called every other day to make sure that we were all right, and I want y'all to know that I am just so grateful. It's just even when I went to when Mother Rivers took I want you to know those ladies have reached out to us, and I want them to know that I'm appreciative for the love that they send. Of course, Mother Willie Mae Rivers, I've talked to her twice, and the love that they sent, oh my God, it is incredible. And I just want to say that I am grateful. You know, you all have already talked about the singers and the musicians. I enjoy the musicians because it was not a situation where nobody was trying to outdo nobody. Everybody was trying to do exactly what the word says, accompany. You know, and it was just a wonderful thing. The Clark sisters has kept up with us from day one. They have called, and Bishop Drew Sheard called, and he and Lady Karen and Dorinda and all of them. As a matter of fact, I talked with her again today. Even my neighbors, I had not had a chance to go down the street to tell them. And when I knew anything, they were coming in the back door, I think the day after, and they were bringing things. And to everybody that if you brought a box of soda, you all have looked after us, and we have had food every day.
Yeah, don't bring no more though.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
One more time, Mia.
She just don't want to.
But can we get some lobsters?
Fried legs.
My children, y'all seeing the real thing now.
Aaron and Brian finally talking. What they say? What y'all say?
Shrimp, crawfish.
Listen, speaking of crabs and shrimp, my brother, my only brother, that's all that's left,
And Auntie Val.
is me and him, and I tell you, he and his lovely wife are at our every beck and call. That boy had crabs and shrimp and all of that outside in the backyard, and we had barbecue, and I tell you, he made it all happen. And I am so grateful to him, and I'm grateful to his wife for allowing him to do that. And if I can, I'm almost done. I want to say that I certainly do. I thank God for my children. I thank God for my children. My girls I've seen them in a whole new light. Before the pandemic came, I was pretty much taking care of her in the day by myself. But when this thing came and we were all isolated, I want y'all to know my girls jumped in there and made sure they took some of the load off of me. And I guess maybe that's why I don't have any regrets. Surely I want her here.
Absolutely.
I wasn't ready. Don't misunderstand me. No, I wasn't ready for it. I wanted her here, but $5.
Inside joke, y'all.
$5. But I just want them to know how appreciative I am to them. Everything they allow me to show them how to do and what to do. And I'm just as grateful as I can be. And of course it goes without saying, now I got two that kind of had weak stomach, you know, so, you know, they would do the other things for me, you know. But she had some brand new, always had new gowns and always had, you know, saw to her getting her hair and getting her nails done, and this one here would take care of the work and do this and that, and she'd come, and one time she came and she started throwing up. I said, I said, you go home. I said, and then we gonna do something else. But I want them to know they don't want me to tell. Now y'all listen, y'all don't want me to talk. Oh, okay. You don't tell that? Okay. All right. Okay. That's what y'all asked for. So you get what you asked for. Listen. And to my wonderful daughter-in-law and my wonderful son-in-law, Emilio Tatum. Yes, indeed. Emilio Tatum, Christopher Sutton, thank you. I don't care what I needed from him. He could be getting ready to go to the sheriff department, but he'd stop and come to see what I needed. And I want to thank them. You got a wonderful husband. I want you to know that. Yes. I know you do, but I just want to remind you, you got a good husband. Lady Surreal?
Why calm down?
Let us speak. Let us speak. Oh.
Calm down.
Lady Surreal, it goes words without saying how I appreciate you. You know, I know the sacrifice that you make. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're doing. I know that you're there telling him, go ahead, honey, and do what you need to do for your family. And I want you to know I appreciate it. I'm just as grateful. Many of you, I don't take my children for granted because they all grown and they all got their own lives. And the only thing that I really have that's really personally mine is my wonderful grandchildren. And I appreciate y'all. Yes, I appreciate y'all for my grandchildren.
No, let's not forget, I'm the favorite. I look like her. That's my twin. So, you know, I automatically make the face for her.
I can't first.
I don't care. I'm the twin, though.
Look.
Who's the twin?
Okay,
That's
Look.
alright.
Y'all stole my name.
I'm the twin.
Y'all stole my name. Y'all stole my name.
Y'all get to y'all get to see the
stole my
real,
name.
y'all get to see the real thing right now.
They stole my name.
I want to talk about Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Many of you don't know.
Mr. President. No.
When my mother lived,
His name is Brian. And I'm not standing up, my dear. Because he's not the president.
yes, he is. Yes, he
Saying
is.
what we got, I could be.
Oh,
You are absolutely
I
right.
accept that.
but when the Lord took my husband, he stepped right in. And he has been there for his sisters. And
Yes, he has.
he has been the brother daddy. He has been the counselor. He's just been all of that. And I want him to know he's not in the pulpit now. But I just want him to know how grateful, how eternally grateful I am. Man, the things that you do for me, how you provide, how you make things happen. You know, a lot of people think that we are really millionaires. They really do think that we got a lot of money. But what they don't know is that we're rich in love. And that's one of the main things I implement. And that is that my children love each other and they be patient with each other and they endure each other because you know, when one is gone, as we're experiencing now, I can't tell you, but this guy here has stood. He has not let me do anything. He's just there. He just says, Mom, I need you to do this, and I want you to do this and do that.
But he the only one that can you to do it.
Yeah, you're right.
He ain't even here. Or we be like, Mama, let me clean this up over here. Let me straighten this up and get it. No, leave it alone. I don't want y'all touching my stuff.
Baby, the sun
He
can
come
be
in,
purple.
and Brian say it's not. And Brian
And
say
this is how
it's
it's
blue.
Okay, son.
It's blue.
Just so y'all know, honey, if Mike right over here say it, it's gospel.
Okay, Pastor.
Right.
They're saying that, y'all.
She played the favorite too because he on the
They're
board.
saying that because
It's true.
he's my only
It's true.
biological son. Okay? And my husband gave him strict instructions
Too strict.
and told him what to do. And I have to believe in my own little imaginary world that he sees and he's looking, and to hear the word that came from him on yesterday, I know that my husband is proud of his boy. And I just wanna, if I could just throw this out there. Yes, my husband has other children, and we appreciate them for being with us on yesterday.
Yeah.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my nieces, my nephews, but there was Reginald, there was Jackie, and my nephew Kenny, my nephew Bobby, Daryl was right there, and Jillian and Joby. Joby didn't stop until he opened that door and came to that limousine.
That's right.
And put his arms in there. He wanted to hug me, and
Yeah.
I love my grandchildren.
Yeah.
I love my grandchildren, and I just want to say I even got on my other nieces and nephews, my sister's children. Don't stay away from me because I am the last. My brother and I are the last of what actually represents. And Cookie and her girls were there, and Shay was there, and Nene was there, and you know, and I'm just so appreciative for this. I want to thank my son though for this idea, because I didn't know how we were going to thank the people. Yes, and just know that if we didn't call your name, somebody went to the store yesterday and brought me a bunch of wig heads. Not one, bunch of them.
Sabrina.
And Sabrina. And I'm skeptical about saying what I want and what I need, because somebody might hear me, and when I look up, it's there. I have those that call me, you know, and said, do you want to eat, or what you want to eat? And of course, I don't eat 3 meals a day like y'all, and I don't eat all day like y'all. And so, you know, some of y'all need to stop, you know, oh God. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just grateful. I'm grateful today. But you know, Aaron, this is why I have to take the stand that I've taken. And you said the magic word the other day, son. You said you were going to look after him. And I'm so appreciative to Alvenetta, because she left me a soon to be next month 22-year-old grandson. And I'm going to look after him. I'm going to continue to do the things that I've been doing. And all I want him to know, you got to walk in your assignment. Don't think this is a time for you to be scot-free. But I want you to know God's got great things in store for you. My husband would always say, eyes have not seen, ears have heard, neither has ears heard the good things. Because it's right there. It's right on the tip. That God has for you, son. Hold your head up. Continue to be sweet and be humble. You know what I'm saying? You got some foundation. You got these aunties you got. You may as well get ready. Honey, they gonna be on you like white on rice. You hear me? And you may as well contend to be accountable, because they gonna want to know your every move.
2.0. I'm 2.0. I'm 2.0.
And so, you know,
I'll be
we're
fine.
not done.
And I'll be fine.
He did actually. I talked about this, and I was extremely proud of
Absolutely.
you on yesterday.
Absolutely.
Man, you stood articulately,
Yes.
you know, as you expressed yourself, and you know, obviously, I can imagine.
Yep.
You know, I was impressed Friday night because obviously you came to church with your shouting shoes on,
Sure did.
and you know, I just admit I'm just so overwhelmed,
Yes.
you know, in grief and hurt. I don't know how you mustered it up, you know, but I was proud of you yesterday.
Absolutely.
Absolutely proud of you, and you know, just keep going. We talked about Friday night. I want to talk about Saturday. And then maybe the kids want to say something. But Bishop Scott.
Yes.
And I want to say this: Bishop Scott stepped in at the last minute.
At the last minute.
Bishop Destrabel want to appreciate you. He was supposed to have been the officiant,
Right.
but he was ill on Saturday morning,
Right.
and just to take, you know, to err on the side of caution,
Right.
he just didn't come, and so I had to get to the church, and Bishop Scott, he graciously accepted
Yes.
responsibility. He and Bishop
Yes.
Bay just kind of stepped in
Yes.
and helped us to flow
Yes.
through the service,
Yes.
and I think it was just most excellent. But then, you know, we talked about the singers.
Yes.
But you know, the singer sang before I preached, and
Yes, Lord.
Kim
She
Burrell,
did that. She did that.
you know,
She did
and I
that.
just want to say, Kim, next time you want to borrow my voice,
Hello.
ask me first.
Hello. Hello.
While you was saying it.
Kim, we love you,
Yes.
and we thank you.
Oh,
she just
God.
came in and just,
Yeah.
you know,
So sweet.
it was graceful,
Oh, yes.
powerful, and piercing.
Oh, yes.
And we just appreciate Kim. I don't know why I feel like we're leaving somebody out, but
Sister, I want to thank Claudette,
yeah,
who just
yeah.
stepped in, and her children and
Yeah.
her grandchildren, they just came
Yeah.
and they helped and they cleaned up and they fixed and she was on my heels,
Yeah.
and every time I thought I was going to take a step,
She was
I
right
couldn't
there.
because she was right there.
Yeah.
And so I just want to appreciate, but again, please know if I forget.
Pastor Jefferson, Pastor Tim Jefferson,
Yes.
and Pastor Shannon Jefferson.
Yes.
They came, they brought gifts.
Yes, they did.
They sent
Yes, they
gifts
did.
of support. Also, Prophet Gary Spreewell
Sure did.
came and brought a gift.
Yes, he did.
Bishop Titus Stewart
Came. Yes, he did.
and brought a gift.
Yes.
And we appreciate.
Absolutely.
But I think that we mentioned Crystal Rucker, who was not able to get
Oh,
here,
Lord,
but she sent love and she sent tribute and she
Yes.
called.
Yes.
And
Micah Stampley called.
Micah and Heidi Stampley
Yes.
as well. And so, you know, and all of my personal friends who just called and checked on me. Dorinda, as just a matter of fact, the day after Alvenetta passed,
Right.
Bishop Drew called my phone to check. And of course, again, like I said, in the midst of them losing his mother, Mother Linda Mae Shear,
Right.
you know, I don't know if I would have the energy to call and check on anybody in their loss while I'm losing.
Yes.
But it just so that's what love is. Love is sacrificial. And so we are just overwhelmed. And people are continuing to sow the overwhelming support and response to the t-shirt.
Yes.
And I was just so proud because people got the shirt, put it on. And so I was thinking in my mind, you know, that by the time November the 9th get here, by the time November the 9th gets here, November the 9th is the official day that we wear the Alvenetta Nelson Memorial Celebration t-shirt. So if you don't have your shirt, I want you to get your shirt.
Get your shirt.
If we run out, we're going to get some more.
Get your
Because
shirt.
I want November the 9th 2020 to be Alvenetta Nelson Yellow T-shirt day. Not the one that Breon is wearing. Not that. She made her own, and of course, but she went by herself. But anyway, we want you to get this shirt and just to be in support and just to show solidarity. We definitely want you to do that. God. Sheila Jackson,
Yes.
thank you. Alan Rosenthal,
Yes.
Precinct 1.
Yes.
Rosen, it's not Rosenthal?
No.
Just added to his name?
You just added to it.
Okay. Amen. Praise his high name. Of course, if I missed you, I'll probably think about you later and, say something. And Bishop Dixon, I want to thank you.
Thank you,
Bishop Dixon would have been in the room.
Yep.
Bishop Dixon had knee surgery
Yep.
on Friday morning.
I see.
And so he told me he would let me know. And of course, obviously, when he told me he's having knee surgery, Bishop, we know Bishop rolled out the red carpet
Yes, he
to us when Dad passed away.
Yes, he did.
And so we appreciate Bishop Dixon. So thank you, Bishop. And also, I made some errors. Dr. Michael P. Williams called and checked on us. And
Sure did.
I think I had mental dyslexia because I thought I called him, but I guess I didn't. And I put him on the program to do certain things. And then my cousin Dexter Kyle.
Right.
But of course, I know that they were attending to the loss of Sister Maria Harvey as well. So Bishop Bryant is absolutely Bishop Bryant as well. I know he was divided in his obligations.
Yes.
But he showed up, and to all of my friends who just called. Prophet Chris Hooker's called my phone every single solitary day.
Oh, God.
Sometimes I've been answered and sometimes I have not. But I love you, son, and I appreciate you for continuing to call Pastor Cedric Howard, Pastor Prince Brian II.
Kiki and J. Drew texted called me.
Absolutely.
Wayne Wright and Pastor David Wright also texted called. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. So we just, Eden, what's your takeaway from the weekend?
Before we get to the children, let's talk about this eulogist. Did he not preach?
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Restraint.
I mean, if I tell you that brother,
Incredible.
that little AC Nelson stood there.
Yeah.
You hear me? Little Nelson. I mean, honey, he
Daddy would
was.
say you preaching too hard.
He sure was, son. Daddy would walk up
I'm
in the
about to think
pulpit
about the thing.
and pat him on the back. That's enough now, son. You preach too hard now, son. Mind you, the same thing that he was telling him. Listen. He did the same thing. That Bishop Nelson would preach till water would come up out of his socks, his shirt, all of that would be soaking wet. The water rolling down out of them curls. He'd get home and take his shoes off, water just slopping in his shoes. But that's when you know the preaching was good to him. And that's the way this boy was yesterday. If I tell you, he went to preaching and didn't know how to stop. But oh God, I thank God for him. Yes, I do. I thank God. We so proud. Come on, y'all, let's join. Oh yeah. All right, let Nelson. All right, let Nelson. Let Nelson preach yesterday, didn't he? My. All right.
Also, we're gonna get to, but to piggyback on what Mama said, I just wanted to make it plain and clear that my mother is the epitome of strength. She's a class act, and she is someone to be adored. I look up to her, and again, people that were saying, I'm so shocked that I think that you can only gain strength from that. And I just want to just say thank you to the both of them for taking care of Alvenetta and doing some of the things that me and Marquise could not do. My family is so amazing, and I'm just so blessed and so lucky to be a part and share the same DNA as these people. It's no fake, no phony, and I'm just glad that when Alvenetta passed, and even before, we don't have no beef. We love each other. We talk all the time. We're a family of love, and I thank Alvenetta. I can remember, little spats between me and Marquise. Marquise would do things that would just hurt my nerves. And Alvenetta would say, I don't care what my siblings do. Yep. She would say that all the time. She said, I don't care what they do. I love them and I'm going to forgive them. It didn't matter what it was. And she taught me, she would always say, she was like, "Man, you don't do everything I want you to do." She was like, "But I still forgive you and I still move on, and you have to show grace, to people who may not think the same way that you think or have the same outlook that you have." And I'm just grateful that, again, like Marquise said, that she has patience and she's left big shoes for me to fill now, being the oldest girl. I don't know how I'm going to have to deal with Marquise on my own, but I'm going to really, really...
That's why Mama still here. She very well.
Okay,
she did with me. Right, Mama? You and the Lord do a good
job.
job.
I got a prayer chair in the bedroom, and I got another chair in the kitchen. And listen, she didn't, well, I ain't gonna tell it, because she'll know it.
Wait, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to keep some oil on my hands, Now, my first two children, I didn't have no problems, with sewing into them and, and giving them what I had. I had to listen, they keep me on, but you know what? I thank God for Mother Kelly. Because when I first started dealing with Mia, I took Mia's name and gave it to Mother Kelly. Mother Kelly put her name under her mattress, right in the spot where she prayed every night. And every time I saw that lady, she would always tell me, "Honey, I pray. I'm praying for your baby." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I know it." She said, "How you know it?" I said, "Because I see the change." And so I want you thank God for the warriors. You thank God for the missionaries, that helped you to pray and raise your children. And if I can say it today, I'm proud of them. Amen. Listen, y'all, I have heard Mia sing more in the last 3 or 4 days than I have in the last 10 years. Our gift and Alvenetta's, in other words, the texture of their voices were something out of the ordinary. They were totally different from his. And when she got old enough where I could really hear how she was really singing, I said, "Oh my." And every time somebody else, even the ladies in the National Church, would tell me, "It's something different about this one." But I'm thanking God for them. I just want y'all to make me proud. Please let my last days be my best days. That's the way. If you want to keep me up and keep me walking, I just need you to do that. Do the things that me and your daddy have striven so hard for. My grandchildren coming on. Yeah. Yeah, I got a missionary, and then and I got one that can outdance. Anybody. I'm telling you, you talking about praise dance ministry? He don't know it yet, but he gonna preach a little bit too. He don't know it yet because he like. I'm going to New York because I'm going to stay with my brother. I said, well, no, I don't think so because that's not the plan. That ain't the plan that I have for your life. Parents, you got to take authority over your children. You decide. But now you got to be well enough and established in God so when you get ready to make that decision, you can. Listen, I want to hear my grandbabies now. Man, oh man.
What you gonna say?
First, okay. Well, first, everybody who tuned in on my dad's live, I know y'all probably mad because he's not preaching today. That's kind of my fault. Like, so
Okay. Tell me why it's your fault.
it's my fault because, well, my dad, he did want to go to the church and he did want to like preach and stuff. But so I walked into the room and they were talking about what they were gonna do today. And I was like, I looked at him like, I said, you have a church? He was like, you don't want me to? And I was like, it's not that I don't want you to. I said, it's just a lot. And I said, I feel like if you do it,
Right.
you need to mourn and like let this all settle in your brain. And if
Thank
you
you,
don't,
Blair.
and you just go and
Thank
go
you,
to
Blair.
church and like do it, I feel like it's gonna become too much and it's gonna bury
you,
all
Blair.
in him. And then
Thank
at
you.
one point, it's just gonna become a mental breakdown.
Yes.
So I just feel like he needs to let it mourn.
Yes.
So that's part of the reason
Yes.
why my dad isn't doing a production and we're doing this. But
Thank you,
don't
Blair.
get too mad. But
It's okay.
Look out for your dad.
That's
I
right.
love you. God for your daddy, honey.
Cause you wasn't listening to nobody else.
Correct.
my nanny, she was joyful. It don't matter. Like me and my cousins, we don't argue as much, but we used to argue all the time. It was always something. And Nanny, she would look at, she was like, y'all. It was something about her voice and the way she said it, and we just quit arguing and we just sat down and we just got back to playing. And Nanny, she was giving. She always we're stingy. Me and my cousins, we're stingy. Nanny, it did not matter what she had, she gave it to us. We would be sitting in the back of the church. Everybody go, Nanny, you got some candy, you got some gum. Nanny, she pull out a whole bag of candy and we start giving it. And then we come to Mimi's house. She come home from work and then she come straight into Mimi's house. And she got this plastic bag. She pull out a bag of pickles. It's the flavored pickles and the sour ones that me, Eden, Milo, we just ate them all the time. And she was just so giving. So it's hard, but we're gonna get through it. It just takes time.
Come on.
Nanny, she was my travel buddy. We always traveled, went to the women's convention and all that stuff. It was always so fun, and she was my number one supporter. She was our number one supporter because, like yesterday, as Brian was saying, she always called him Leg. She was just always supporting us. She was the best person to talk to. She gave the best hugs and kisses, and that's one thing that I'm gonna miss about her. So yeah, that's the thing about Nanny that I'm gonna miss. And anything you wanna say?
One thing that I want to say that I love my dad. I love my mom. I love you too, Lord. She was one of my, and I know that was one of my dad's sisters.
Okay.
I love Mimi.
You know you do, baby. And Mimi loves you. It goes without saying. Yeah. Come to me.
Y'all better go to Hollywood.
I want to talk about a memory that I have of Alvenetta. I don't know if you guys recall. I know you guys have been screen recording all of the videos. So about 3 weeks ago, my son did a voicing, and I posted it. And I didn't think nothing of it when I posted it. I just, wanted to show him what kind of feedback he would get if he utilized his gift. And my sister saw it. Alvenetta called his phone, literally crying, screaming, "Nanny, where's Pootie?
Pootie, Nanny's so proud of you. And Mila answered his phone and she was like, Nanny, are you okay? And she was like, yes, where is Pootie? And he did so good. I'm so proud of you. Don't stop. Don't stop, Dodie Boo. She just kept crying and saying, don't stop. Don't stop.
But she cried every time.
Shut up, Joanne, I'm not through. I'm not through. But for me, you know, it was really I was really caught off guard because she was crying and talking. And I'm like, girl, are you okay? Do you come over there? She was like, no, he did so good. I'm like, really, why are you crying? You know I'm sensitive. I'm like, okay, baby. So I went and took the phone to Chris because he was on the game. And I'm like, Chris, Nanny said she's proud of you. He was like, for what? And I'm like, because she watched her video of the voice. And he was like, oh, okay. So he's still playing the game. I'm like, listen to Nanny. And she's like, Chris, I'm proud of you. He's like, oh, thank you, Nanny. I'm like, Chris, you really did good. And she said she just kept encouraging him. She was an encourager anyway. But she continued to encourage him to do that for her. So I'm going to make sure that my son does not stop. The video that you guys have recorded of my mama throwing paper, she gonna get him again. She gonna get him again because I'm gonna make sure that my sister's legacy and what she wanted for my son was for him to keep going, to keep singing, to keep doing what he loved to do because he could. And I believe in remembering her that would be a way for him to also remember her by just doing what we do. This is what we do.
See now, that singing part, they didn't follow me.
What now?
Cause you know, even though I'll try to, my mom would be, stop it. Like she'll literally just go down the line. She'll say, you know, when everybody was being born, God was like, yep, just me, and Marquise, and Uncle B, and Body. But when it came to me, he just skipped over me. I didn't get that part. But yeah, but you know, these times are gonna be extremely hard, but we just gotta keep on praying and keep on believing in him that he's gonna get us through this. And you know, this is gonna be, you know, the first birthday and the first Thanksgiving and the first Christmas that especially during Thanksgiving I'm gonna miss the macaroni and cheese, and most of all I'm gonna miss the peach cobbler. Yep. And just mostly everything I'm just gonna miss, because even now, you know, sleeping next door at the house is just one of those times that I just wanna get up. Just get up and just go in there. Just go in there, just hug her. And just tell her I love her. But I know this is not gonna actually happen because I know she's in a better place. And it's just amazes me how everything is going, because I know we are all Nelsons. The Nelson family, we are very strong. And we're gonna get through this.
So, most people know how me and my sister had some arguments at times around the season. And so every time me and my sister would come over here at Mimi's house, we all know how Mimi is about arguing and loving each other as siblings. And so when we all over here, including Name, and she catch me with arguing, she's just that one aunt to take us in the back room and have a conversation with us to stop arguing. So we didn't get our butts beat by me or my dad. So I thank my name for just being there for us to help us out. I'm saying our butts to look red things today. I really wish she was still here so she could see me play football because she was just that. I know she'd be that supportive aunt in the stands saying, "Go legs, go legs." I just wanted to hear that so bad, and she's not here, but it's okay. I know she's gonna be up there with God, and I'm still be good at football.
You're gonna do a good job, too. Get ready to run your touchdown, man. You and Nate gonna run. Yes, indeed. It's gonna be all right.
There were some people in the comments who were inquiring about the shirts. We don't have on tonight, but we have on the family shirt. But you can order the shirt. Go to the church's Facebook page. Make a request in the inbox. The financial information you can send it to $ COGIC Barbie, and you can make purchase there, of course. And of course, as well, for those of you who want to show support in any way, that information, of course, is listed on the funeral service video, as well as you can go again to my personal page as well, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or the church's page as well. And also, the video should be, if not already, uploaded onto YouTube, so you can go there and watch it as well. But again, we just want to say again thank you to everybody. I'm sure there's some names we missed, but charge it to our heads and our hearts.
Yes.
Because as I said on last Sunday, if this looks like strength, it's not because we're standing up. It's because you all in the Lord are holding us up, and we want you to know that we appreciate you. It's the strength of the Lord.
Yeah.
So before we end the live, let's sing a little bit. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other reaches me. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other reaches me. Come on. In the fullness of your grace, yes, in the power of your name, you lift me up. You lift me up. Strength like no other. Strength like no other. Strength like no other. In the fullness of, in the you lift me up. You lift me up. In the fullness of your grace, in the power of your name, you lift me up. Lift me up. In the fullness of your grace, in the power of your name, you lift me up. You lift me up. Sing, Eden.
You are my strength. Reaches to God. It's okay, baby. me arms in the fullness of your grace, in the power of your name. You lift me up, you are my strength, strength like no other. Thank y'all for making this incredible for me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm holding on. I'm holding on. I got to hold on for all of you. The Lord's gonna strengthen us and keep us. Just want to say to encourage somebody out there, love what you have while you have it. Because trust me, it's not promised. You here today and sometimes you're gone today. So I just want to say on behalf of my wonderful daughter, my singing baby, I give God the glory. I give God the glory for her. Yeah.
Lift your voice and say, yeah.
Sing it right. Sing, boy.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes.
Share the video.
Yes.
But most of all, keep us in prayer.
Yes.
Alvenetta,
Yes.
your song is ended,
Yep.
but your melody,
Lives on.
it remains in our hearts.
My God.
And we'll be singing
Hallelujah.
until we meet you in the air.
Hallelujah.
Love from the Nelson family.
Hallelujah. We love you, everyone. We love you. We love you. We appreciate everyone. Yes. Hallelujah. Bless your name, Jesus.
Thank you, Paul.
Bless your
Thank
name,
you.
Jesus.